I heard you say was you don't know how Corey got them interviews done,
Right.
which I mean I don't understand either. But I mean maybe it's just that Vegas Wi-Fi. What hotel they got you guys staying in?
The Residence Inn.
The
Not
residence
in the
and
hotel on the strip.
say that again.
I said the Residence Inn. None of the hotels on the strip.
Oh, okay. And is Las Vegas open yet?
Tomorrow it
Tomorrow.
open. Can you
Uh,
hear me
yeah,
good?
yeah, I can hear you well.
Okay.
I'm just go ahead and just getting it back out there right quick because again we had a few people on there and I want to make sure that everybody gets back. So I'm just kind of sharing this again right quick.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So again, I wanted to get into to your last fight, which was against Mr. Chris Brown.
Yeah.
he was uh, he, he was very highly touted, going into that fight from everything that I had read and heard, and obviously everything that you told me. Uh,
Hmm.
give me a little bit about, or tell me a little bit about that fight, kind of the game plan going into it, and how everything turns out. Were you happy with your performance?
Mm. Not really, honestly. But I mean, like parts of it, like it was. I'm a tough critic on myself, and I expect more out of myself. But I mean, I did what I know that I can do already.
Okay.
The other components that I know that I can do that I have not yet shown but for that type of fight, that was a great game plan. That was a great game plan, and I would like to, like fight a wrestler someday. You know, you know what I'm saying? But even still, then, like, it doesn't matter who it is. I just got to go out there and be, more free and kind of show all my tools. I got to start showing all my tools, and that's why I'm not so high on my performance, because I didn't show as much as I wish I would have.
See, but again, thanks to me being there, I actually seen the performance, and I know a little bit again about Mr. Chris Brown, Mr. First off, I mean, I give the guy kudos for trying to play off the whole Chris Brown name with the nickname Breezy, and all that. But he was coming in very highly touted. The UFC and a lot of other organizations were looking at the guy, and you went in there and as you said, the game plan that you had was completely perfect for this guy. You completely dominated him, and you really pissed off
Uh,
his hometown crowd
that,
and a lot of his fans.
yeah, that was the only enjoyable part of the night. No, I'm just kidding. But uh, that was a great part of the night. So like I enjoyed that part of it. But if I'm gonna get to what, like you said, I did what I needed, and I understood every part of all that. I did what I needed to do. Like I dominated. He's
Yeah,
dangerous on the feet, and I never allowed him to get off. I shut him down. You know what I'm saying? And like, but I do understand the sport a little bit more than I did when I was younger. And like, you got to be entertaining too. That's just the facts. Like you got to get finishes, should I say? And
okay.
that makes a bigger statement and more. Like if I'm finishing people, then there's nothing you can say. And that is something that I would like to do in my next fight. And that's, or at the least show the tools. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like it was a hostile environment. It was very hostile, but that shouldn't matter. Like there's gonna be more of that. I should embrace that, like I should learn to handle it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Although I was glad I got to experience it right now, for later in life when I have to again.
Beautiful segue into your next fight. Heard some rumblings about Carrington Banks' name along with the UFC.
Man,
Again, Twitter world talks. Do a little bit of research, so is there anything that you want to share?
I mean, I don't got nothing.
I know personally getting stuff like that out of you is hard.
Look, I don't look if I have something, I'll tell y'all. Like, if it ain't real, then it ain't nothing to say. Like, like all the talk is just
Of
talk.
course,
Until I got something that is in my hand for me to,
Con- more concrete.
I need that. Otherwise, it's nothing. I mean, I'm staying ready just in case something does pop off.
you
Because
see,
it could
you,
definitely happen.
you see
You
how we almost had something there. You said, "Well, there's," and then I'm staying ready. I like that though. I won't try to push it out of you too much.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, it's gotta be real, bro, for me to speak on it, and
Of
ain't no,
course.
and ain't nothing been real, or else everybody would know about it. I'll be posting it. I'm up next, but like I said, I think an opportunity will arise in the near future. I hope it does, and if it does, I will be ready to
Okay,
jump on.
well, you're the one that doesn't have to say it. I'll go ahead and say it.
What?
Your name has been in the news, at least as far as the Twitter world is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
along with the UFC. Clearly, we know not a lot of fighters are ready to go. You're definitely one who's on their radar from the Chris Brown performance,
Mm-hmm.
and you're ready to go. You're part of Team Elevation. You guys have been on a terror lately.
Yeah.
And so again, to everybody out there, there's where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
That's coming from me. That's not coming from the jet setter here. But keep an eye out again. But everybody on social media, follow him as he said. He will go ahead and announce it, and I'll go ahead and put up his handles right here, so you can go ahead and give him a follow. IG at Jet Set Banks and Twitter CB_Jet Setter.
Yes,
Jet
sir.
where'd the name come from?
Came from college long ago, back in the day. Yeah. It came from college. I used to listen to this Tabby Benet song called Jet Setter. I used to listen to it all the time. It was my shit. And I actually came out to it when I wrestled like quite a bit too. So people start calling, and like, the little dual meets at the gym where you get to come out to a song.
Hmm.
That would be the song I come out to. So people start calling me the Jet Setter. And after that, it just kind of stuck. And then once I became a fighter, they were like, "What's your nickname?" And it was only right that like the Jet Setter. It was already written. So I had to just stick with that name. And that's that.
Okay.
Nobody. It's from so long ago that it existed before I ever was in the fight world. So it's an old name.
It's unique though. I like it. A lot of guys, with their nicknames and stuff like that, try to keep it a lot more macho and stuff like that. But your nickname definitely stands out.
Thanks.
I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it. It feels weird saying it, because everybody would just call you Banks.
I
So much
know.
easier.
Yeah.
And no relation to Carlton Banks.
None. Zero.
Can you do the Carlton dance?
Maybe.
Maybe. Would you show us?
Taught Carlton the Carlton dance. Taught him that.
You taught Carlton the Carlton dance.
I taught him the dance.
So let me go ahead, and actually we got a couple questions coming in. I want to get to these questions right quick. Your mind seems to be locked in to go. This is from Alvino Gonzalez. But how hard was it to get back into the groove after your two losses? Did it take a toll on your mind, and did you take a break from the gym?
Yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie, it was difficult. It took a lot of looking within and you know trying to build myself back up to like after you take a couple L's, you really got to look at yourself and you got to turn it around, and then you have a lot of self realizations and you have a lot of mental battles. But I tried to, as I was going through it, I just tried to look at it as simply as I could. And I mean, being around Team Elevation definitely helped me to keep it lighthearted. Everything that was difficult and a struggle, definitely they helped me keep it really light and keep things in perspective. But it's like wrestling. If you lose, the only thing you do when you lose is you go back to the drawing board and you make some adjustments and you come back and you make sure that you're a better person the next time. And the same thing goes if you lose again. You got more adjustments to make. Like and it's a never ending process of growth. Like if I was gonna quit then, I never really wanted to do it, you know. And I'm competitive, and I know that I want this. And if that's what it's gonna take is for me to have a little struggle and a little growth and a couple of, bumps, then I'm willing to go through it and come out the other side, because that's how I see it. Like it's not those that wasn't gonna stop me, but it was difficult. I can't even front. It was difficult. It definitely is a hit at who you are, like who you think you are. Like it definitely makes you. It puts you in a place of like it humbles you. It's very humbling, but it's also very helpful because I mean, at one point you're gonna have to learn them lessons, and in my opinion, it's better for me to learn them now and earlier in my career than to have learned them later when I was, deep in my career or even further than I am now. I would hate to have to learn them now. You know, I learned them. I'm glad that I learned them some years ago, and that I worked to never put myself in those positions again.
Now let's go ahead and get to some more questions here. We got Armand Jefferson. Again, Armand, still
Uh,
waiting on my wrestling session.
I have to put you in a beginner class.
quick,
I was, I was just kidding. Got
quick,
you.
quick story about Armand. So clearly, big guy. Him and I had kind of got into a little wrestling match when we lived together out in Aurora, and of course, big strong dude. Clearly, he's gonna pick me up and try to throw me around.
This side.
Say that again.
I said he got size on this side.
He do, but as soon as he picked me up, unbeknownst to him, he didn't know that I knew a little something. He picked me up and I put him literally in a choke immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like an Army guillotine.
Yeah.
I put him to sleep. He had me in the air. I literally could have dropped you on your head, but as soon as he got up, it was about 3 seconds later. It's almost like he laid me on the couch and he passed out. So that just goes to show you right there his wrestling skills and
Yeah.
and his defensive skills.
Yeah.
So
I
please
got.
put him in that beginners class with the kids.
I ain't gonna never let that happen to you again.
Let's see. And then Alvino, he responded to what you said. It's a great humble answer. I don't think all fighters would answer the same.
Appreciate
And
that. And
and he also said, or athletes, or just someone taking L's in life. Period.
it's hard to look yourself. It's hard to be honest with yourself when like sometimes it's hard to be honest with yourself, and like it ain't helpful to not be honest with yourself though. It don't benefit you to lie to yourself. So the longer you lie to yourself, the more you gonna keep running into the same shit. So you got to be real with yourself.
Got to. Now, one thing I want to get into right quick is I want to get into the fights this weekend. Clearly, the reason why you are out in Vegas. Give me your thoughts on the matchup between your teammate Corey Sandhagen and Aljamain Sterling.
You said give you the breakdown. What I have
Yes.
to
Give me your thoughts on the matchup.
the thoughts. I think it's a great matchup for Corey. I think it's in the eye of the public. I think it's a challenging matchup, but I'm biased and I look at Corey in high regard, but rightfully so because he's got the skills and the resume to back it up, and I also train with him, so I get to see it firsthand. But in my opinion, Corey's the best 35er in the world. Like he's just very smart, very skilled, quick learner, coachable. And he just has a great head on his shoulders. But Aljamain is a great challenge. Like a wrestler, a wrestler, is somebody that is supposed to be able to neutralize him, in my opinion. I saw that comment by Armand,
Okay, did you? Okay.
and I saw that. But so yeah, that story ain't true. But yeah, like I think that he's gonna go out and he's gonna do what he does. He's gonna move. He's gonna make a miss. He's gonna hit him. He's gonna have to be in some wrestling exchanges, and I think he's gonna do very well in them. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people, and I think that's gonna really put Aljamain in a tough position because when you can't control somebody and you can't hit somebody, and you're getting hit. That's just kind of how I see it playing out. Because I think that Corey has just got he's better everywhere when it comes to this fight. I think he's got the skills. I think he's got the mind, and I think Aljamain's very good. But I think in this fight, his feet are too good, his movement's too good, and I think when it comes to wrestling, he's worked hard on it and improved. So I think that he's gonna be able to shut down the wrestling. Like I'm not saying that he's a college athlete wrestler, but when it comes to this MMA, it's different. MMA is a totally different game, and I think that he has the skills to shut down his wrestling. And shutting down the wrestling is going to make it be where Corey wants it to be.
Obviously, he does have the jet setter in his corner helping him with his wrestling.
But
So,
it,
so we're gonna go ahead and see that.
yeah, yeah,
Another
exactly.
question here from Alvino. TMZ put out a video of Henry Cejudo saying he's in talks to fight Ryan Garcia in Saudi Arabia. What's your opinion?
Dang, I mean, I don't know if that's really gonna go down, but if it is, kudos to him. I like big fights like that happening. But I mean, I like Cejudo. He from the wrestling world. He a young legend in our, because he from my generation. But like when boxing is different. Boxing is different. It'll be a good money fight.
Yeah,
It'll it'll definitely elevate him. As far as like just putting him in the public eye financially, like it'll be just overall a great thing. But when it comes to like when you get in the ring and it all goes down, like I don't know. So what up, Jan? What up, sis?
shout out to Jen.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Jen. Shout out to Jen.
Shirley McLean. Hi, my other son. Mom Shirley wants to see you kick some ass. Good luck and God bless. Love you both.
Thank you very much.
My mama trying to get some time in there. Hey, quickly before we move forward, I just want to say, time's running down, guys. So just keep in mind, again, all I need you to do is comment, be involved in the conversation, and you'll be entered in the raffle here at the end of the show to win a free jersey. And again, free jersey being any type of jersey you could think of: basketball, football, uh, um, baseball, soccer. If
all,
you're into that kind of stuff.
all jerseys.
No. This is any jersey, any jersey.
I'm just messing with you because I know
See,
you. I know
you
you
know,
rattle heavy in all facets.
all facets. Now
All
let's
right.
get into some more comments. We got a lot of them rolling in here too, guys. Armand, I hope you get your shot. I want to see you do big things, bro. Real talk.
Appreciate that, man.
And
Same.
then, and then I got a good one for you right here.
What? Ha! Zay. A dog.
Rose, and then Alvino put he, obviously I would see this referring back to Henry Cejudo. He's a wrestling legend for sure.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
then we got Jen back in here. Brandon's real excited about winning this jersey.
Uh,
You got it. You got a lot of competition there, B.
hey, he excited about them shoes too.
Listen, I'm
What?
excited. I'm excited about some shoes.
What are you talking about? You owe him shoes, right?
I
Current.
do owe him shoes, but again, the malls are open now. So when I go back to Denver in a few weeks, I can take him to get his shoes, and he can get off my case.
Exactly. You better get it
Yes.
done.
When I get to Denver in a few weeks, it's gonna get done.
It's not gonna
But,
be long.
but again,
Yeah.
talking about shoes, let's get into this fantasy football league that we're all doing this upcoming season right quick. I
Yeah.
definitely want to talk about that. So again, for those of you guys who don't know, there's going to be 12 of us.
Yeah.
Winner take all. So whoever finishes number one wins the championship in the league. Will get a pair of shoes from each 11 other participants.
Yes.
We're all going to the mall at the same time.
One pair from each participant, which is 11 pairs, but you can combine pairs, which means you could get some expensive shoes. The
Because
losers
it's
go and buy the shoes with the person. So you got to go like physically be there and buy the shoes for them.
yeah, so to my understanding, it was literally all 12 people. Like we're all going to the mall at the same time.
Possible.
That's when we're buying him his shoes.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. That's when you guys are buying me my shoes.
Like, yeah, right. I said
So
I coordinated this whole thing for it to get to this point.
okay.
Just win all the shoes. I did this. I made this League now, I can get shoes from everybody.
It's not happening though, Mr.
Yeah.
Banks. And actually, look at we got. I need to know if I'm in. I know y'all scared of me.
Ah, you in? You gonna give me some shoes too? You definitely. You're competitive. You a competitor, but you ain't gonna ever win. But he's competitive. Zay competitive.
Okay, well again, Isaiah, I guess there's your answer. You're in. We
That's
we
your
had talked.
win, but you ain't gonna win.
So again, this
But
is going to be awesome, man. I mean, just the simple fact that we're putting there, that you guys, are putting something together like that should be super fun.
yeah,
It's going to be a lot of shit talking. One of the things that we should definitely do is get like a an actual draft together of everybody together.
that's what we kind of said we should do.
Okay,
But with everything going on in the world today,
you would assume by that time again.
that we should be in a clear to have it, right?
Yes. So,
Yeah.
because to my understanding, from what I had read, is that the NFL, they're looking to actually go forward, obviously with the start of the season when it's supposed to start, and with fans, with full fans completely.
What?
Yeah, I again, I did read that. Again, if you don't believe me, you could definitely go check it out as well. But that's what they stated for
I don't,
sure.
I don't be on no media, bro.
Yeah, it's hard because you can, it's tough to even get you to even respond to a message or
Bro,
anything like that.
I don't be on the media. I don't be off. I'm off the
Brandon wants to know who the current champ is.
in what? It depends. What are you talking about?
You talking about which league?
Exactly. That's about. So
Oh, okay. Let's definitely see. Okay, and Isaiah, the NBA is back. Yes, Isaiah, did you hear about that? Banks, the NBA is back as of today.
word. They ain't
Yeah.
really so.
So what they're gonna do is they invited 22 teams. I believe it was 13 from the Western Conference and 8 from the Eastern Conference, or something along those lines as far as the numbers. Now,
Mm,
what they're doing is they're going to do finish an 8 game regular season,
yeah,
and then do the seedings and playoffs from there.
I like that.
Completely new format.
I'm glad they're doing it still. I'm glad they're doing it still. We love basketball. I want
Yes.
to see it go down this year anyway.
And to my understanding, they're doing this at the Disney Resort or in Florida.
Mm,
Um, what's going to be the biggest change to me is that there's going to be no home court advantage for any team. All of the players and everything, they're all going to be on that resort at the same time. Almost like the UFC is kind of doing it. It's all going to be condensed. So it's going to be exciting to see, man. It's going to be a completely different brand of basketball, I believe, than what we're used to.
for sure.
But it's going to be fun. Another comment. Riverbanks, Carrington doesn't need any more shoes.
The Riverbanks. When that boy learned how to type, he too.
So, somebody typing foreign.
Talking with all them shoes River got.
If either of you ever won any shoes, yeah, of course, yes, I've won shoes.
And then typing on Jen stuff.
I know, Brandon. Why can't you get on here and talk for yourself?
Hey, why are you talking smack? Hey, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win 12. I'm gonna win 11 pairs this year.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win 11 pair. Actually, I'm gonna win more than that.
I'm not combining. I'm not combining none of the shoes. I want every person to buy me my own new pair of shoes. I'm gonna have
I
some pants. I might get some running shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I
What?
listen. I believe Alvino had chimed in with I think it'll be the gameplay be more competitive, assuming to the
Well,
NBA.
I agree. I agree. I 100% agree on. I think it makes the fights more competitive. It's more pure. It's like like it's like no distractions. You just in there, like playing, like you would without a crowd. Like I think it makes it more competitive for sure.
So let me ask you this. And speaking of crowds, clearly you're going to be in attendance this Saturday for the fights. When your time comes, if there are no fans, are you going to have a problem fighting with no fans and it being as
Not
quiet and much more of an intimate setting?
not at all. I think I'm gonna like it more.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's just less to focus on. Not that you get, but honestly, like I'm still learning and growing and getting used to this shit. So like, but with least distractions and least to focus on, the more, like the easier the job becomes, like, and I think it just, like, you can hear the coaches, you can hear everything, like you can hear the fucking commentators, so like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, of course, of course.
I'm cussing up a storm. Yeah,
You're no, you're fine.
you can hear the commentators, like you can hear everything, and I think that just makes it so much better. Like sometimes I can't hear nothing in there, like especially that last fight, it was so loud, like I could hear something every now and again, but in these
Mhm.
other fights where it's just so many people, you can literally hear everything, and I think that's a game changer. And I think the limited distractions and less people, and I think that makes the fights more entertaining too. Like you said, I think it makes people compete harder.
So you were never a person who used the crowd to feed off of, to get you through a certain point in the fight or anything like that.
Oh, never, never, not even as a wrestler. Like I never, I never use the crowd at all. Like the crowd is just they out there,
Where does Woodley go after his loss on Saturday?
man. Within, no, I'm just kidding. Oh, I don't know, man. Like he do probably got a lot to think about. Like he gotta go and like figure out what it is, or like how he's gonna move forward from these situations. Like, cause that's taking L's. Like I said, takes a toll. I don't care who you are. I could be wrong, but I don't. I feel like when you ask people and they're honest and they're truthful, like some people get over it. What do you say? I hope, I hope he's not done either. I hope he's not done either. But I think the division, the 70-pound division, is so deep that if he's gonna fight another guy at the top, it's all tough fights. Like it's all tough fights. So no matter what, he got to get his mind right, and he got to figure out how he's gonna, like what he's got to do to bring the dog out, or how he has to change his technique, or whatever it is. I don't have the answer for him. That's for him to discover. But I hope he keeps fighting too. But it's a lot of dogs in that division, so the fights ain't gonna get no easier because he's still in the top. So if he's gonna keep fighting, he's got to be ready for some tough fights. That's
Agreed.
true.
Completely agreed. And
Yeah,
so just a few more questions here, Carrington. I do know how you have to get going. I do know you got a teammate that you got to tend to do
yeah,
your thing. Okay,
yeah,
so just a few more questions, and then we'll do this raffle, and then we'll get you out of here.
yeah.
Speaking of divisions, you are in probably the toughest division in mixed martial arts. Period. The 155-pound division. First
Deep.
question is, if you could fight literally, if you had your dream matchup right now, and the UFC called you and said you pick, or even not the UFC, just any organization, period. You could pick any fight as a dream fight right now. Who would it be? Who would you go against?
I never really thought about it. I mean, Khabib. I think honestly, that's he's at the top. So I look at guys like him and Justin, and I'm like, if I got to be able to beat them, like I got to be good enough to beat them. Like if I'm gonna be the best, that's who the best is. I got to be better than them. Like that's who. So like Khabib at the moment would be my dream fight. Like, but like I don't really ever think about that. Like I don't
Mhm.
really have a dream fight. Like I just have a place and a personal dream that I want to obtain, but I don't necessarily. I think there's a lot of fights that are involved in my dream, So I don't think I just have one dream fight.
And you have you sparred and spent a lot of time with Justin Gaethje. So clearly you've tested yourself against the best. I'm assuming friends such as Kamaru Usman and so forth. Um, so you can hold your own, at the top of that division, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So my next question to you is 145 out of the picture?
Probably. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a I'm a wrestler, so I've been cutting weight for a lot of years. And once I was done in college wrestling, like that's like being done with school and never having homework. Like when you're done with wrestling, you're like, I never have to cut weight again. It's one of those things
Hmm.
where you're like, I'm done with it forever. And then you start fighting, and it's like, oh, I'm cutting weight again. So for me to go to 45 would just be like, on top of me cutting weight again, I'm fucking killing myself. Like I'm just like, it takes the joy out of it. Like I think 55, like 45 might make me a big human and make me really tough to fight. But I would just rather work on my skills and cut less and just be healthy.
But for the right fight, that's something you would entertain, correct?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
And
okay.
if I was successful at it, I would probably keep doing it.
Because I mean, the way you sweat, 45 should come easy.
Huh?
I said the way I've seen you sweat, 45 should come pretty easy.
You're probably right. When I'm training,
Yes.
like that's facts. That's why I know that it's not out of the question.
Question from Isaiah Messers. What was your favorite memory after seeing your signature on the Black Zillions jersey?
What was my favorite memory? What was my favorite memory?
What was it the Ultimate Fighter Cribs edition that you did?
Ah, no. They woke me up out my sleep and asked me to do that. That's why I was looking. I still had bags under my eyes and everything.
So for any of you guys who don't know, if you actually go search on YouTube, they did a sort of an MTV Cribs edition of the Ultimate Fighter House, and Mr. Jet Setter here was the host. It's definitely fun to check out. It's pretty cool, and the house is amazing.
It is amazing house. Like, who knows? The house could have been my favorite part. No, my fight absolutely had to be my favorite part, though. My fight had to be my favorite part. It was like that was the whole reason I was there, was to fight. So when they said you next, that was the moment. Like that was like everything for me. Like I'm next. All right. Like I'm about to, like, because I told you, like 7 months prior I moved down there and I chose to not use my degree anymore and just take a whole nother career path and be a fighter. Like I just did it, like decided it and moved like 2 weeks later, which was crazy. And within my first 7 months of being down there, that came into fruition for me. So I was like, wow, like I was definitely meant to, like it's that beginner's luck. I was like, I was definitely meant to be down here. That's my sister. She came and visited me before I went on the Ultimate Fighter, and I sat on the beach with her and I talked to her about this. And I was like, man, like I can't believe I just uprooted my life and this shit just happened, because I was about to go into the house. So we were
Mhm.
just sitting on the beach, just talking about it, and I was just like, it was crazy to me. It was crazy to me at the time. So when my name got called in the house to fight, I was like, this is what I came for. I was like, this is my moment. And it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. It was a crazy experience. I enjoyed it though.
And then to win the way you did, in the what they call it, the sudden death, the sudden death round,
Third round.
you know, to win the way you did, to kind of capped it off, I would assume, right?
It did, because it made it official.
Hmm.
It made it official. It was 3 rounds, even though it ain't on my record. It was 3 rounds, and I still got the victory through the judges, like through legit judges. So it definitely made it legit. It made it like solidified my move in a weird way, like, me being there, me coming down there, me changing everything I wanted to do with my life like on a whim like that. Like it was definitely a great moment for me personally. And to experience it with my team, it was a whole different weird season where all your teammates got to be there in the room. So like it was the ATT versus Black Zillion. So like at the time, all the dudes I was living with, my homies, my friends, people we just talk about these things with, got to like be in that small room of people and just cheer for me. Like it's rare that you can have like your whole squad in a room with you while you fight. Like there's few people who show up to the fight, but never do you have like your whole squad there and their whole squad there cheering for each team while they fighting each other. Like it was the most intense and crazy thing ever, but it was like I wasn't phased at all. It was I was so ready for it.
Last question from me.
Hmm.
What's the end goal in this mixed martial arts game?
The end goal is to take it as far as I can. Like that's the end goal. Like I'm taking this thing a day at a time now. That's what I mean. Obviously, I got big goals, and I want to get in the UFC, and I want to fight the best people. Like that's the ultimate goal. But like I don't know how it's gonna end. I don't know when it's gonna end. So like I'm just taking it in the moment, day at a time. I'm here in Vegas with Corey, about to watch him fight in corner. You know, like it's all good. Everything about it. Like I'm gonna enjoy the journey. You know, like and wherever it ends, like or at least I was there and I enjoyed it, and I wasn't like thinking. You know, like when I get to hopefully the UFC and end up getting to fight all these high level and elite fighters. When I get there, you know, hopefully I'll be taking that all in too, and just like, you know, all the way until the end. Like nothing's ever changed, and I think that's kind of the culture of Elevation's fight team. We're very in the moment type of people, you know, like we keep each other grounded and in the moment, and you know, like level headed and in a good space, and I love that about our team.
Speaking of Elevation Fight Team, I'm sorry. This brought up just one more question for me. Alistair Overeem, who is a teammate of yours, fought Walt Harris, and clearly, I would assume that you would know the whole Walt Harris story and situation with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Him being a teammate of yours and you watching that fight, you know, was the heart kind of pulling for Walt Harris in that fight, just due to the situation, just to kind of see him cap off everything that happened with his daughter?
No, I mean, like,
Okay.
there was a side of me that was, you know, it's just like, you don't want to see Walt Harris lose at all, obviously. Like, after that happened, nobody wants to see Walt Harris lose. Like, but at the same time, like, it's a fight. And it's unfortunate that Alistair had to be the guy to,
Yeah, I agree.
you know, like to deliver the L. It had to be one of our teammates. That's unfortunate. You
Yeah.
know, if it was anybody else he was fighting, I would have been pulling super hard for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those things. Like I said this to Brandon after the fight. You know, we are just talking, and I'm like, "Yo, life will fucking kick you when you're down." You know, like life
Yeah.
is just like that. Like you'll be down, and you'll be like, "This, like, throw me a bone. Like this is it. Like it's my time." And then next thing you know, it's another fucking just kick you while you're already down, and it's like what, you know. And I think life is just weird like that. It brings the best out of us, and it's unpredictable, you know. So I'm learning that day at a
Well,
time. That's why I'm
yeah,
taking
one day, yeah, one day at a time. The Elevation Fight Team motto: one day
it.
at a time, one fight at a time. Hey, and I'll let you guys go ahead and patent that and use that: one fight at a time, one
Yeah,
day at a time. You know. So
appreciate
listen, man. So let's go ahead and do this spin wheel for this jersey right quick. We're gonna
nice.
see who won. Your name is entered in this as well since you were a guest.
Woo!
Woo! So yeah, man, let's just get right to it. And again, I'm just gonna show this out so nobody thinks we're cheating.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks we're doing anything like that. And just to let the last giveaway that we did, Priscilla
Ah,
had ended up being the winner.
okay. I want a LeBron jersey.
Okay, hold on. Now we actually got one more. Look at this comment that came in here.
Yeah, the
Here
life.
with all the life quotes, always. Yeah,
I got a little wisdom now that I'm older. Yeah,
no, he finally hit the dirty 30
exactly.
all over my car. But hey.
Ah, oh,
Uh, Thank
man.
God that car is gone.
Y'all shouldn't have been. I told y'all I can't be mixing. Y'all wouldn't listen. That's why I learned to say no. I'm
Yeah.
not. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get to this, man. Let me go ahead and get this as close to the camera as possible. We'll just go ahead and hit the spin wheel and we'll see who comes up as the winner.
Who is it? Me?
It'll show. Oh, yo! And the
LeBron.
winner of the jersey happens to be this man that we're actually interviewing right now.
Saying this is just the future foreshadowing. You know what I'm saying? I'm winning shoes. I'm winning titles. I'm winning everything.
Now, I would say this is just the future, giving you a participation trophy because the jersey or because the shoes are not happening, but you can have a jersey.
I like it. I like that.
So listen, Carrington, just go ahead and shoot me over a text with the jersey that you want, number, color, what have you, of whatever team, whatever player, along with the size.
Yeah.
And we'll go ahead and get that order in, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible.
I love it.
Armand, was I even in the raffle? Y'all cheating. Yes, Armand, you're in the raffle right there. Your name's right there in the yellow. I'm not sure if you can see it right there. Yeah, Armand Jefferson.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were in the raffle. Again, everybody that commented was in on the raffle.
Hey.
So again, and I wanted to say thank you, man, for your time. Again, I know you're super busy out in Vegas. But one thing I do want to point out to you is that I told you we'd pull an hour out.
I know, I don't be talking like that, but I guess you pulled it out of me.
But listen, but like real talk, like all that shit aside, like I do appreciate it, man.
For sure.
Great conversation. It was a fun times. We're gonna have some crazy sound bites from this.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. You did great.
Appreciate it, man. And again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Again, with the jerseys. When we come back for the next episode, we're going to do the same thing as well. Again, and for you guys who didn't get any jerseys.
I want another jersey. I got a couple in mind.
You already won. There's no re-entries.
What? Oh, okay. See, I ain't tuning in there. No, I'm just
so again, just your local Jersey Plug 303 on Facebook to get your jerseys ordered now. Definitely go ahead and check them out. And if you actually mention the podcast, you will get a discount on your jersey as well. And let's see, just quickly, Riverbanks, lucky ass.
She don't even watch sports. What jersey you want?
Hey, I mean, keep in mind, your boy's birthday is coming up July 16th.
Well, come through and I'll buy you some drinks.
I'm talking about Isaiah, not me.
So we'll come through and I'm gonna buy you some drinks.
Well, that would definitely be. I'll be back for that too. So.
Cool.
Have a good time. So again, Carrington, just let everybody know again where they can follow you on social media, even though you're not that active, which we need to get you more active, just like your roommate. You guys are terrible.
Be slacking. Jet Set Banks is my Instagram, JETSET Banks. Twitter, CB_Jet Setter. I never
win anything. And Isaiah, my mistake, July 18th, not the 16th.
Damn, bro. Don't even know your bro's birthday.
Listen, I got a cousin whose birthday is the 16th. I got a cousin whose birthday is the 17th.
Yeah.
I got
brothers and sisters, and I know all theirs. I don't want to hit.
He don't ever miss it, though. I'm sure he's not going to have a problem with his gifts.
I'm just messing with you.
So, But again, everybody just give Carrington a follow. And thank you very much for joining us again, Carrington, today. Yeah. For everybody that does give him a follow too, get on your social media, kind of give us a little bit of the background of what's going on out there. As you did with the jersey.
Give you a little background on what's going on out where?
What out there with the UFC event that you are a part of right now.
What's going
on? A little behind the scenes, but post something on social media. Get a little more active is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Social media, I got y'all today.
Exactly. He said, if he's buying drinks, we're all coming.
I'm going to make a post just for y'all. If he's buying drinks, we all coming. I got you. When he comes back in town, Alvino, I got you. Tell him come through.
All right, Alvino, he said you're going to have to leave from Texas and go to Colorado to get your drinks.
Bro, dang, yeah. If you do come up, I got you.
All right, Carrington. Well, do what you got to do, man. Again, appreciate the time. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, my man.
You got it, boss.
Have a good night.
Peace out. Somebody told me sleep is the cousin of death. I gotta wake up. So I open my eyes with a dream in the book. I gotta chase him. Struggle makes 100 miles and running feel more like a million. More pressure. I ain't never backing down and letting up. Fuck you then.